In today's gaming news, Destiny promises to provide loot envy, Star Citizen's Arena Commander mode is coming, and YouTube is looking to purchase Twitch. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. My name is Force, here with your day's gaming news. First up today, a new trailer was released for Destiny. In this video they talk about some of the various gameplay elements, emergent multiplayer, as well as loot envy. The specifics that they discussed that I wanted to focus on here today though are the emergent multiplayer. Basically what they said was that two players will be on separate adventures and at which point they'll eventually come to a crossroads where they will meet up with other players and some sort of a large event takes place. Something else that they also briefly mentioned at the end of the video was that there will be, when customizing and upgrading your character, a public marketplace rather than a list of options or even just looking at an inventory screen and putting something on that you've picked up. They specifically mentioned that you will be in a living marketplace. There will be other players around you. This leads me to believe you'll get something along the lines of, let's say, tokens for completing a quest or killing a boss. You then take that token to this living marketplace where other players' avatars are moving around, and they can see you acquire that new gear. And the concept behind this is the idea of loot envy, that there will be a location much like hanging out in Ironforge in World of Warcraft or in Orgrimmar, where you can see other players, you can see their gear, and you can salivate over it and ask them where they got it and then try to go out and do that adventure so that you can acquire that same gear. This is actually a really good thing. Loot envy in multiplayer games is a big driving factor for games that function off of a strong loot system. I'm actually kind of excited to see how that is going to play out in Destiny, if it's like I envision it or if it'll be done in another fashion. Next up in news, if you've been looking forward to Star Citizen, you will get to play it sometime very shortly if you are a backer. Arena Commander mode is coming. Starting on May 29th, Star Citizen backers will gain access to the single-player portion of Arena Commander, which will include things like Free Flight and the Vandal Swarm game modes. At that same time, they will begin multiplayer testing. It's going to start off with a small pool of select individuals, and then so long as the servers are stable for the multiplayer, it will gradually increase over time, as well as any bug fixes that they'll be doing along the way. I have not been following Star Citizen very closely, but a lot of people have talked to me about it and said that I should look into it a little more than I have. Now it will be, this will be happening just a couple of days before the launch of WildStar. I do plan to play WildStar, but if I have a few days beforehand to maybe back and check out the Star Citizen game mode, even if it's just the single player portion, I think that could be a lot of fun, and that may very well be something that I'll do. And last up in news today, I've got a bit of a rumor, but it's probably substantial enough, and it's definitely noteworthy enough for me to tell you guys. It looks like YouTube is planning to purchase Twitch. I'll just tell you right now, I'm not really happy about this, but let's get into the news first. According to an article on Variety, YouTube is currently looking to buy Twitch for $1 billion. Now, there was recently a Wall Street Journal article that went up that said nothing is finalized yet, that they're in early talks and no deal is imminent. So, it may not be coming within the next couple of weeks, but the fact that this is even on major news publications, so places like the Wall Street Journal, it's probably going to happen. And this is greatly upsetting to me, and I'll tell you why. I've got nothing but love for you guys who watch my content and for YouTube, because I've had nearly 5 years now of making a living doing something I love, which is talking about video games and sharing that stuff with you guys, the viewers. Nothing but love for YouTube. But good Lord, does YouTube need competition? It's not perfect. It is not perfect. And monopolies are a bad thing. Competition is a good thing. It's a good thing for the viewers. It's a good thing for the content producers. It's just a good thing all around. And the closest thing to competition that we've seen in the gaming sphere to YouTube production is Twitch TV. That's been the closest thing in recent memory that's provided anything resembling a competing market, if you will. And if YouTube purchases that, boom, monopoly right there. Like the two biggest gaming platform publications for people who talk about and stream games and make videos about games were YouTube and Twitch. And they were at one point against each other, and now they're going to be one big happy family, but that's not happy. it's not happy because it's not perfect, and competition is needed for things to improve. We just got over the console wars. At least I hope people are over it by now. People constantly bickering about the resolution and the hardware specs. Like, no one gives a crap about that. The important thing is that you want both to succeed because it's better for the end user as a result. And I'm being a broken record here, but it's really upsetting. It's really upsetting to me. I love YouTube. I also love Twitch. I loved that I could provide content to both, and that they competed for my time. And, you know, in terms of YouTube wants me to spend time making videos, Twitch wants me to spend time streaming. That was a great thing. That might no longer be the case if this acquisition goes through. You know, it could also mean some great improvements to Twitch because Google money, of course. And, you know, maybe I'm just being rash here in my upsetness about this, but I really don't see this as an ultimately good thing. Some good things could come from it, but ultimately I do think if this goes through, it will be a bad thing. And that's going to do it for today's episode of The Feed, guys. Please let me know what you think about any of the topics discussed here today. Destiny multiplayer, Destiny loot envy. Do you like the idea behind that? Are you looking forward to Destiny? Then, of course, we have got Star Citizen coming up in just a couple weeks. Are you going to check it out? And what do you think about YouTube potentially purchasing Twitch? Are you upset like me? Do you see another side that I'm not thinking about right now because I'm just irrationally spouting off anger? Let me know in the comment section below. That's going to do it, guys, for today's episode of the show. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. Once again, this has been Force, and you have just been force-fed. I'm so flustered. I don't even, it was impossible for me even to start recording the feed today. Look at this. Hello. Hey. Hello. Hello. Okay, I'm ready.